Confidence is what you call that. Every Saturday from 6 to 7, you know that it's on black. World order, belts glisten so heavenly. So if you don't like it, you should listen anyway. From wrestling to sports to the movies, you name it, yo. Mike Knox, the best damn show on the radio.
In anything you do, I think politics is in any thing that you do, in anything, radio, anything. There's always going to be politics. I would definitely have to say, just watching the show from, like I did an interview the other day, they were saying, when you watch it from episode 1 to the final episode, and the final, this is how everything played up. It almost looks like it was set up. And I was like, well, I can't disagree with that, because whenever I watch it, I don't put my mind as I'm watching myself. I just put my mind as I'm watching something that everybody else is watching. And
right.
when you see that, whenever you take that and put yourself in that position, I think that's when you figure out, like, man, that don't even look right,
Well, with all due respect to whoever said that on whatever half-ass show you were on, I never would have thought that Big Andy, would have won. I didn't see that one coming.
From day one.
It looked like it was Luke from day one, either Luke or Donny Osmond. I forget his name. I remember that being his nickname. Mark. Okay. That's what it looked like they wanted from the beginning. They had this whole appearance thing. And I'm a fan. Let me just say that first. I'm a fan of wrestling first. I've been a wrestling fan for over 32 years. That's never going to change. I've never jumped ship. I've always said, okay, there's downtimes. There's downtowns in everything you like, whether it's a movie, whether it's soap operas, whether it's sports. There's always downtime. So I've never, ever turned my back on professional wrestling, okay? But I saw what I like to see in the ring, and you look like an up-and-comer. So personally, if the WWE doesn't want your talent, I would be an honor to watch you on Ring of Honor.
Right.
Okay? And it'd be an honor, even though I'm not a fan of TNA, I would probably, what? They got Jeremiah Riggs? Man, I'm about to tune in tonight instead of DVRing it. Because I DVR it every week. I don't watch it live, because I have my own show on Thursday nights. I'm going to impact it Thursday, forget TNA. So that's what I do on Thursday nights. But I would definitely tune in to see you on there, Jeremiah. So you got the call back, waiting to see what happens with the tryout. So you're definitely actively pursuing wrestling right now.
Definitely, no doubt. I think that it's a good thing to pursue. It's not that, it'd be different if it would have ended up, on the short end of the deal. But in my case, it wasn't.
Okay. Well, let me go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I apologize.
Oh no, I was just saying. I put myself in the position of being there with veterans. Of 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Here I am with no years, and I believe I blew the competition away. There were certain things. Everybody on there struggled with something.
Right.
I ain't saying, but as far as you give me, you see what I did in what 8 weeks or whatever.
Exactly.
Imagine me with 6 months under my belt with FCW or something like that. I think that I could, take. The sky's the limit in anything you do, but I believe firmly that, you look at I can do in 8 weeks, imagine what I can do in 6 months. Imagine give me, 12 months.
I hear you. Well, you getting inside of you getting in and out of the F-150 right there?
Yeah, man. I don't wear no seatbelt, so it's only getting on your nerves.
no seat belts and Budweisers, right?
Yeah, well, we got the buds in the back, man.
Okay, you gotta have the Budweiser, America's beer. Well, I want to take a couple of questions from the $1 million audience and see how they feel about you. Right now, we got my man Wise Shabazz, the one we call Wise. Wise, you're on with Jeremiah Riggs of WWE's Tough Enough. You got a question for him?
No, I ain't got no question for you, brother. I just want to say, man, that I watch Tough Enough, man, every episode, and to be honest, man, like. I saw it when you started rising to power, because when I watched the show, at first you was a sleeper, but then you started creeping up, and I was like, man, when you stepped in that ring, I think it was the last time they had you guys on Raw after the show, and you raised your hands, and the pop you got from the crowd, to me right there shows who the winner was for real, man. You got a bigger pop to me than the dude that won. I think WWE would be crazy not to give you a contract after the way that I think you captured the hearts of the wrestling fans by being yourself and doing your thing on that show. So I just want to say my hats off to you. Hats off for being yourself enough to take the picture with the tooth out. You okay in my book, and I agree with Mike Knox. I don't like TNA, but if you got to deal with them, I will be watching that same day just because you was on there, man.
Man, I appreciate it, man, and it's people like yourself and stuff like that keeps motivation and things alive. You know, I mean, you know that right there. You know, hearing it from someone that watched it and actually knows what's going on versus someone that's in the political part and said, well, you know, yeah, that's that, but you know, it's not that way. It's actually what the fans see and what the people want, and
right.
And in this business, I think that's how it goes. You know, if the fans and people want it, I mean, there's going to be a way that they're going to give it to them.
I got to agree with you on that one. We got a question right now coming in from we call him Stinger. He's my Caucasian persuasion. Okay. Hey, Sting, you're on with Jeremiah Riggs, man. You got a question for Tough Enough, WWE Tough Enough fame, Jeremiah Riggs?
Yes, sir, I do. Hey, Mr. Riggs, what's going on, man?
What's up, dude? How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm good, man. I gotta say, man, me and the wifey had plenty of good Monday nights watching you on the telly, man. With Tough Enough, man, and
right.
She's not even a wrestling fan. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean, we was pulling for you all the way, man. And
appreciate that. Dude.
I just wanted to know, like, were you shocked at all about the end result, or did you kind of see it coming, or?
Well, it was like this, man. When we were in Richmond, Virginia, at that Monday Night Raw, you know, of course, when we exited the ring, I was watching from the back there, and man, I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, I know I know what I feel should happen, but I said, when it started going down and the questions started getting asked, I was like, there's no way it's fixing to go down like this. And when it went down the way it went down, man, I was just kind of like, man, it really blew me away. But it's almost at the same time, it's kind of like I think I felt like about like everybody else is, you know, you kind of almost seen it coming. It was just set up to where, well, you know, pretty much it was almost like they gave it away, you know. So I mean, yeah, I actually seen it. I actually told Luke at the end, I said, man, you know, no matter what happens. At the end, you know, to me, you're still a winner in my book, brother. You know. Right. Now,
does that make you like give you more motivation to come back stronger? Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that's what I think it would do for me. I mean, I feel like kind of like, you know what I mean, we kind of cut sort of from the same cloth, because I know that would, you know what I mean, that would inspire me to come back stronger and better than ever the next time. You know what I mean? To show them like, hey, y'all missed out.
Well, exactly, you know, but, you know, even when you do that, it's kind of like when I went to SCW, you know, the something, you know, whenever we went down there, of course, you know, things were saying like, oh, well, you come down here for the bad. It seemed like he had, you know, something to prove. I was like, well, yeah, of course, I got everything to prove. I've got everything. I'm the rookie in this sport. I've got, you know, I'm the, you know, the odds, you know, the underdog, you know, with the odds against me. You know, I've got to show. Of course, you got to show you belong. If you're not showing that, then you know, then obviously you don't want it bad enough. And to me, you know, having that drive is different than you know, that's not a bad attitude. That's just that's just being an alpha male and a dominant person as far as competition. But then again, like I'll tell you and tell everybody else, you know, whenever you give people, I know, but whenever you give people real shit, I think it scares people because they don't know how to deal with it in a real way, because I think too many people are just scared. People are scared of failure, and you know, too many people are scared what the other man thinks about them. Well, I'm not living on what anybody else thinks about me, because if I was doing that, I'd probably have my thumb up on the side of the road.
Okay. I think everything that you touched on, I know I agree with. I'm quite sure my barbershop definitely agrees with as well. I got one more question coming in from Mr. Lopez, my TNA correspondent. Mr. Lopez, you got a question for Jeremiah Riggs?
No, I actually don't. But I admire what he's done in Tough Enough, and I wish him the best in what he does in the future.
Thanks, brother. That means a lot. It goes a long ways, man.
Well, Jeremiah, before I let you go, okay, I have a couple more questions myself I definitely want to ask you.
Okay.
You know, the internet is what it is. People put fake things, people put real things, but everybody reads it.
Right.
there were some things that were said recently that you had a gripe with some of the way that, Bill DeMont treated you guys during this time. Is there any truth to that at all?
Yeah, man. I mean, look, I'm not saying that Bill's a bad dude right now. You know what I'm saying? If he called me right now, that's, I would pick up my phone and say, what's up? I mean, it's not, and a lot of people understand it. Sometimes, ain't nothing personal. It's just business.
Right.
I get that. But whenever you're a mentor, you're a coach, guys like me, even veteran guys, when you have a guy that old in the game, you look up to that person. But whenever you're looking up to that person and then they're two different people, to me, being as like I am, I'm straightforward, man. And where I came from, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. In other words, I'm like, that's cool. You want to help me and do that? That's cool. If you want to be an asshole, that's fine. I get it. But at the same time, don't help me 1 minute, and then the next minute I turn my back. You sitting there, pointing your finger, talking behind it, or you trying to say, what are you doing? You one of the guys. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Look, man, I'm myself. I'm not gonna be a clone like everybody else is for you. That's what I'm saying. Like, people got this deal where, these ethics and all that, that's cool, man. I get the whole shaking hands and stuff like that, but that's, you got to be who you are. And when you are who you are, and you base your opinion off of, what I'm saying, of real stuff and saying, hey, I'm respectful, but, you ain't gonna be a hypocrite towards what you're trying to say, especially when I'm trying to get in the game and learn the business. You're helping me, but then again, you want to, you can't scratch this. You don't scratch the surface and then turn around and do the opposite whenever someone is walking away.
I understand. So basically, if you're gonna be a man, act like a man.
There you go. And it's the thing about it is, just like I told them from day one, I walked out, I said, man, I'm going to give you 100%. I'm going to do exactly what I'm going to do. If I go out this business, I'm going to go out in my own way. I said, but if you tell me right now to say, man, we ain't got room, or we'll call you down the road, or something, something ain't clicking right now, I'm going to shake your hand and say, man, I appreciate the opportunity given to me, and I'm going to move forward. And no matter what I'm doing, whether it's in my truck hauling or, taking care of my family, I'm going to keep moving forward because I'm not going to take a step back. There ain't no backward steps in anything I do, because once you take a backward step, you falling off the tracks. And that, to me, I ain't living my, that's something I ain't living my life by, man. I ain't going to have someone demand me just because I'm a real dude. You know what I'm saying?
I understand that. So, out of all the people you met, this is my last question.
Yep.
Well, next to my last question.
Yeah, that's
cool. Everybody that you met that was there, who was some positive, role models for you, and who were maybe some negative ones for you?
Man, I'll tell you like this. I don't think anybody you ever meet can be a negative role model. What I'm saying is everybody that I've met there, from all the way from John Cena to The Miz, Rey Mysterio, Bret Hart, any of them, even if you took a negative out of their attitude or whatever, there's something always you can look at and say, man, I might not like it, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look further than what, you a lot of times you can't judge the last cover. You gotta kind of look inside the book and then, read into it a little bit. And to me, that's what I do with people. All the guys I met, there's to be some things I'm like, I might not like what that dude was wearing, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. That's him. But I'm not going to base my judgment on what someone says or really what they do. I'll look into it and then kind of say, okay, well, this is what I think about it. But everybody I met there was big, good positive